Bullseye view. I'm the host with the most, baby. Podcasting for the masses, and I'm coming correct.
From the bare-knuckle fighting world, I got Hurricane Ike Villanueva out of Katy, Texas. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. How did you start your journey in the MMA field? Would you consider MMA or would it because it is
boxing was my first love. I grew up, my family, my dad, a big Julio Cesar Chavez fan, big boxing fan growing up as a kid. So boxing was my first love. But down here in Texas, you play football, man.
Right.
Boxing was. I just got too big for boxing at the time, man. So I stuck to football. But like I said, man, after playing football, my days were over.
Where did you start? Where were you at football? Where I went to the University of Syracuse. You know what? We have the same birthday. I saw your birthday is April 4th, man. My birthday is
484, man.
Yeah. I'm 4477.
There you go. There you go.
But where did your football career start? Obviously, that's where you get your aggression from.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, man. So I played at a great high school out here in Texas, man, Cypress Falls. So I was there, man, since I graduated high school, man, played some junior college ball at Berlin, and went over to U of H, man. As I got started my football career, man, I had a son at an early age. So I had to cut that short and become a man. Like I said, man, for my glory day, I was a fullback. Art Browse came along and got rid of that fullback. He had to run a gun down here at U of H, and I switched over to defense. It just didn't play out, man, but I had a lot of glory days on the field. And I now let my son chase that dream. That's his dream now, and he's doing damn good at making daddy proud right now. Shout out to Big Isaiah Villanueva.
Big Isaiah, he down there starting at center down there at Jackson State. That's what's up.
Sir.
I mean, since we're on that, you got a kid in college sports. What has that experience been like now with the landscape of NIL and all those different things? Obviously, it was different from when you and I played.
Man, for these kids, it's a blessing to some, or some are mistreating it, misusing it. They're losing the love of the game, what it's meant to be about, man. Getting that degree. Because I'm more hard on my son. I preach to my son, you get that degree, nobody can ever take that degree from you. You get a chance to get your master's, you get that master's. Because in life, that paper takes you a long way. When we came up, man, nobody was hard on us about the books. It was just about, can you get to the league or not? And that's what it's about. And with my son, I used my mistakes to make sure he stayed on that straight line. Hey, man, regardless, you're here to play football, but you're also here to get that education and get that degree. And my son graduates in December. He gets his degree, but we're working on that master's. That's what I really want. I would let my son bring home that master's. That's just like the NFL to me. Bring me that master's, I'll be happy, man. But right now, I'm a proud dad of my son. I'm just, every day, man, just tell my son, get 1% better every day. And like I said, my son grinds every day, but he still sees me work every day, so that's what pushes him.
Yeah, let's get into that. You got a bout coming up November 22nd in Miami that you're probably getting ready and training for now. Are you in camp right now?
Yes, sir. I'm in camp, man. Right now I'm fighting for the number one contender spot. I win this fight, I get back, and I'm looking to be a double champ. I was a heavyweight champ, and now I'm going to go down to 225 to be the Bridgerweight champ. And like I said, age ain't nothing but a number. I'm 41 years old, but just 41 years, man. In Texas, we built Texas tough down here. So I'm excited, and I got a great opportunity. And November 22nd, I'm ready to make a statement.
Nah, that's great to hear. You were a champion once before in another league, another division. What was that like, going into those championship matches, and what is it like this time? Obviously, you don't want to look forward, but at the same time, what's ahead if you knock somebody out or just get a win.
Yeah. So fighting at heavyweight, it was more of I was still disciplined, but not as disciplined as I should have been, because when you fight at a lower weight class, you got to be on that diet. That diet, you got to stay consistent. And that's one thing about me, man. I'm real, man. I'm hard nosed, but I'm disciplined. I'm a disciplined fighter. And with this drop going back down, man, I'm on focus. I'm ready. I knocked some heads at heavyweight, but going back down in weight to my normal weight class, I'm excited because it's a lot of opportunity, a lot of chances to turn some heads, especially at my age right now. And like I said, with BKB, when I came here, I told him I was going to take over, and I'm doing just that, regardless of my age.
BKB, bare knuckles boxing. At 41 years old, what's your weight class right now? And can you explain the different divisions that you've competed in?
So Bridgerweight's from 201 to 225. That's the Bridgerweight division. Then you got heavyweight, which is 226 to 275, which is a big gap difference.
Yeah,
And
man.
here, and I was at 235, knocking around some big 275, 270 boys. But like, it's where I'm from. It's just hard nosed, man. I played fullback in college, so I know how to fill a hole. You will see, linebacker comes to that hole. I got to clear the way.
Hey, relax, man, relax. Nah, I hear you for sure. I've had some of those battles. Speaking of which, is that where you've got your fighter's mentality? Through football, and what else kind of gave you that fighter's mentality to walk and step into that ring? Because as a football player, I don't think that I want any smoke with bare knuckles.
Yeah, so just that drive, man. I had that. They say you can't do something. Well, watch me do it, man. If I put my mind to something, I'm gonna do it. It's like I said, my brothers. I'm the youngest out of three. I got an older sister, two older brothers, and I was that kid that was if I wasn't tough, my brothers were gonna make me tough.
Right.
And I learned from two of the best, and man, I love my brothers to death. My older brother Ron and my brother Tommy. They showed me tough love, man, because my dad worked nights, and so they raised me as as my dad worked. We grew up a blue collar lifestyle down here in Texas, man. It's a daily grind, and that's my mindset, man. It's a daily grind. I fight for the people who can't fight. Let me do the work. Watch me work. That's my thing. And like I said, my ride that got me to the UFC, I did it my way. I didn't do all that wrestling, all that hugging, jiu-jitsu, all knockouts, stand-up boxing.
So is that one of the reasons fighters make the switch? Maybe they're more strikers than grapplers, and they want to get more into a fight league that kind of suits them, and they can get into their strengths.
Yeah, I'll say some for me. Yeah, but for me, I knew I had that. I knew I was a little crazy because I do what I do. But it's just like, man, my last UFC fight, I tore my ACL. So I knew to climb back in the octagon, it was going to take a long road. And I sat down with my wife, Kim, and I just ironed it out. Like, I had the itch to still compete, and she knew it. And being a girl dad with 4 girls at home now, I'm like, shit, man, I need something to release some stress. I can't be.
I got 3 girls.
Yeah, I can't be that cheer dad, just walking the sidelines. Like, no, it's not me. I had that back, but she knew I had that fire to compete. And man, with her blessing, I got the opportunity to get with BKB, and I've been turning heads ever since. But like I said, that rush, a bare knuckle, ooh, man, that's like Monday Night Football. I tell you, from fighting, Monday night, everybody's watching.
Yeah,
turn on the lights, man. That's like when y'all play the Ravens. Titans versus Ravens.
You taking me back. You taking me back with that one.
That's what I grew up on, that Ray Lewis, Eddie George matchup.
Yeah.
God, you cannot forget. That's what I grew up on. That's where I got that tough love, man. They say the boys play football in the South. Now, y'all boys up north, y'all brought it, man. I love that.
I appreciate that, man. That means something coming from the South, from a Houstonian, I should say, someone from Texas, because I definitely respect Texas football, the organization coming from the Oilers. So obviously, you got a piece of that. Yeah, let's get into that a little bit. Like, what football teams did you grow up on in the South? You and your brothers down there in Texas. Obviously, the Cowboys.
Cowboys was my grandfather, man. So I followed. When I got to kick it with my grandpa a lot, man, that was the Cowboys. But growing up in Houston, man, the Oilers, diehard Oilers, man, that was big. And when we drafted Steve McNair, and then we got Eddie George and shit, I was a big Ohio State fan. Eddie George was the truth, man.
Yeah, he was.
That man, the way he run the ball, and I got to meet Steve McNair as a kid, man. He shook my hand. I'm like, wow, man, this dude right here. And when they moved to Nashville, so did I. I was the first one rocking the tight jerseys down here. That 2-7.
Respect.
Big respect to them. Javon Curse, Frank Wycheck, man, Yancey Thigpen.
Okay.
All those days, man. When you talk about I was excited when they got this opportunity. I was like, man, because you understand, like, that's that real football y'all played, man. And that was a style that we missed it today. I don't think there'll ever be that from that 99 to 2005, that grind. We missed that era, man. That's that real era of football, man. That was really played. That defensive style. It was just nasty, man. With you, like I would like to ask you a question. How was it like playing with Javon Curse and them, man? Because
You know what? That's a great question. Like you said, in that early 2000 era, the Titans just came from the Super Bowl, so was the first round draft pick after Javon Curse. After Javon run Defensive Rookie of the Year, broke the sack record and helped the team go all the way to the Super Bowl. So I never felt any pressure because for me, I knew who I was and I knew who I wanted to be in that league.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be on the level of the Steve McNair, the Eddie George, the Frank Wychecks, the Javon Curse. I had to wait my turn. But when I got my opportunity, I didn't relinquish it. It's kind of like the mentality that you speak about, going into being a fighter. And then, it's for me, before a game, I would go dark. You gotta go dark, you know what I mean, to play in this league. And I was a foster kid. I grew up in an abusive household, so I would go 0 dark 30, and I'm by the time it's time for kickoff. So as a bare knuckle fighter, before you walk into that ring, and you don't want anything to do with anybody. Where do you go? Where are you at?
you just hit it. You got to go to that dark place. You got to hit that switch. And that's me. I lost my old man 12 years ago. This Friday will be 12 years. I lost my pops, and my pops was my best friend. Mm-hmm. And like they said, man, they just hit an interview. Like I think Steve Harvey said it best not too long ago. Nobody wants to see you do better than your father.
Right.
And that hit home when I heard that, because that's just real talk. Your father, nobody wants to see you do better than them, but your dad. And to have my dad there, man, I remember all those tough times, but we got through it as a man. So man, you hit that switch and go to that dark place. And I tell my wife, don't let my daughter see it when I walk out, because that's that dark place I don't want them to see. I don't want to scare them, because the dad, man, my girls are my life, my world. But when I fight, man, I go to that place, and it's that alter ego, man. I just transform into somebody that I don't like to be, but I just have to be for a little bit. And I get paid by the second, not by the minute. So, yeah, you got to go there, man. You have to hit that dark place. If not, you're going to get hurt, man, especially this game.
You're going to get knocked out, but you got to come back. So I got to get to you. You've had some spectacular knockouts, but you've been knocked out in the past. What is that like to get knocked out in hand-to-hand combat, but then to have to dig deep to come back and face your opponent?
The only way up is to climb back to the top. Don't stay down there at the bottom. I hit rock bottom plenty of times in my life. Only way up is up. Get your ass back up. You had one bad play, make it up to the next play. Short memory. That's that football mentality. You have a bad play, my dad taught me, hey, boy, get back on the field. Make another one. It's going to be another opportunity. But don't dwell on the past. You can't change the past. You can only change what's ahead of you. And it's like I said, for me as a fighter, every loss I took, I swallowed that with pride. I knew it was me. It was nobody else, because it's only me when I fight. My coaches had me prepared. I made the mistakes. But like I said, as an athlete and as a football athlete, I growing up, man, shake that shit off. Let's go. Because you got the best of me that day. Now do it again. And let's go. And that's my mentality in life, man. Hard work will pay off no matter what you do. You put your effort to it, it will pay off. But you got to put that work, because hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard.
Man, that's awesome. That's why, and you know what? And as an individual athlete, what I love about that, I've always played team sports, and I always said I never won a championship, so I was like, damn, I should have been an individual athlete. But nah, individual athlete, you have to hold yourself accountable. Like you're in camp now. Ain't nobody making your ass get up and train and do all these different things. So you have to hold yourself accountable. And I feel like in team sports now, a lot of accountability is missing. Can you talk to that, man? Because you're around youth sports with the accountability of the athlete today.
Yeah, it's man, like too many like youth football. Parents are killing the game right now. Parents are taking the fun away from the game. You got too many kids jumping ship every year. Nobody's staying loyal to the team. The NIL kids are going here, and you look at Colorado. Colorado was a powerhouse because Deion came there. And everyone now Deion has a couple bad games. Now people are jumping ship. They just loved Deion last year. Now you jumping ship. That's losing the love of the game. Now when you get money involved, you get a lot of the bad seeds. Money is evil of everything, man. Money will you'll expose a lot of people. If you ain't got it, you ain't got no friends. When you got it, man, like I said, I remember when I made it to the UFC, I had family members, people I ain't talked to in about 20 years come out the woodworks. Man, what's up, Ike? I remember you. Man, where were you when I was down? Where were you when I was making that climb? That's when I needed you the most. And that's what I said. With this game now, there's no loyalty no more, man. So I don't know. You can't respect it no more. Like that's why I love my game, because I know I can hold accountability to myself, and I can show my kids what, when you hold yourself accountable, what you can do to come back. You know, when you've been through hard times. And like my man, you ever talk to my son, he'll tell you that, because my son, nobody's seen my grind or my downfall more than my son, and that's why I love that boy.
That's facts, man. You always gotta face your family after win, lose, or draw.
Exactly. And here's my thing. You know, when people will always say, I respect what you did on the field, the ring, like that. I don't care what you did outside. We all have our bad times outside of what we do. I respect people what they do in the sport. You know, we all have our bad times outside. So, like, the athletes, they get bad names so they do bad shit outside of their cage. Like John Jones. I'm a big fan of John Jones. But people judge him. He's human, man. We make mistakes. But John Jones is one of my idols. But as it comes to boxing, look here, man. Down here in A-Sound, we got a boy called Derek Lewis, the Black Beast, who's my teammate.
Yeah.
Derek Lewis is one of the baddest boys out here, man. That's my dog.
I like him, man. I like him. You had in one of your last fights, man. You kind of you sent it home like Derek Lewis does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You always send the message home to wifey.
To my wife, I've been on a diet for a long time. I'm about to eat that shit up when I get home, baby.
You gotta let them know, better get ready, because put it on the platter.
Because you've been. Do you abstain during camp, or is that a myth or personal choice?
So in boxing, you have to. MMA.
Why is that? Why is that? Because I don't understand.
You gotta have the legs, man. You can't get caught in that mud, because you can't get caught in that mud. You gotta move, man. Like I said, women, like they say, Rocky's trainer, Mickey goes, women make the legs weak, Rock.
Women weaken legs.
Yeah, but I really like this girl, you know?
And let her train you.
And my head coach, Bob Perez, he will recite that line my whole career. Leave the women alone. They make the legs weak. Man, that's how it is, though, man. It's real, though. As I see it, I didn't see it in MMA much, but in boxing, yes, man, it's true. You have to.
Nice.
That's what it is, man.
What has been your most memorable fight or two throughout your career, or three?
Yeah, so my most memorable I fought in UFC was in Abu Dhabi. When we went to Abu Dhabi, I had the ESPN top 3 knockout.
Wow.
And to get a knockout like that, make the ESPN,
yeah. Sports Center, baby.
Yeah, Sports Center, baby. I was top 3. And I tell you guys, I was 37 at the time, and I still work a career job. I said I did all that working a career job and still fight at the highest level. So there's no BS in my pudding. I grind daily, man.
Yeah.
So you Google me, it's gonna say blue collar Mexican, because that Mexican is always working. So that's my thing. But that was my highlight in my career. And coming over to bare-knuckle and winning the heavyweight championship, that was another high of my life, man. Because through it all, man, you put your mind to something, you can go do it, and I did it. And those are my two. And I'll probably give another one. My next one is, like I said, my biggest achievement will be my son get that master's degree. When he gets that master's, man, that's it. I did my job as a father. And my other 4, I'm going to enjoy that. But that will be my top moment, because my son, that's my junior, man. That's my seed. You always want to let your son be the seed, because he's setting the tone for my daughters. He's showing them what hard work. Look what I did. Look what Dad did. Look where Dad put me. That's what I want.
Now that's a great example. How do your coworkers at your 9 to 5, view you or come up to you after a fight or before a fight? Like how do they approach you, especially as you get closer to fight date? I'm sure you get a little more edgy.
Yeah, so when they see me walking with that gallon jug of water all day, they're like, man, just text them. Don't even. Yeah, I get real edgy, because you got to go to that zone. Because there's a fight. Before the fight is making weight. That's the most important. Once you make weight, Now it's time to have fun. But making that weight, that's what it's really about, and that's the hard part. Because the last 24 hours when you got to cut shit off, woo, man,
I can imagine, man.
it's tough, bro. And there's times where I lose 20 pounds overnight.
Sheesh. What?
Yeah,
What's that?
yeah.
Just go through that process. Explain that process.
So you wake up, you get your oatmeal. Your oatmeal is gonna hold you up for 24 hours. Maybe an apple, and you probably drink maybe a half liter of water that day. So you got 3 sessions. You're cutting. So you cut in the morning a little bit, then you go eat a little bit of lunch, a little bit more oatmeal to hold you up. Then you get your midday cut. After that midday cut, there's nothing left. Then you got after that, it's at midnight, sit in that hot tub, sit in the sauna, and get that last few pounds off you. But you got to do it right. If you cheat it's somewhere if you cheat too much sugar, that sugar is gonna harden up, and those last 2 pounds are not gonna come off, man. You can't cheat the hard work, can't cheat the grind, because he'll come back and you'll see.
Can't
A lot of
cheat
guys,
the grind.
yeah, a lot of guys will cheat the grind and say, "Oh man, I didn't have enough time." Nah, you cheated and you didn't plan ahead. So man, like you said, man, you gotta really lock in, man, because hey, like you don't want to be in that 4th and 1 and you jump off sides. You
Let him know, Ike. Let him know.
Yeah,
Let him
you
know.
don't want to do that, man. That's it. So like that way, I want to be 4th and 1. I want to be Lorenzo O'Neal. I want to be Lorenzo O'Neal.
Hello, Daddy.
You shit. Let me be Lorenzo for one play. Terry George, follow me. That's what I
love it. I love it.
That's that grit, man. That's what it's about, man. Who's gonna get it, man? We don't do that tush push where I'm from. It's it, man. I miss some days, man. Like you said, you play with Lorenzo. You know how great he is.
Yes.
I know his son real well. And I tell his son stories about his dad every day. They're like, man, bro, you're an athlete. You're up there. But you talk about my dad like he's a god. I said, no, your dad ain't a god, but your dad somehow idolized his hard work. He made me want to be a great fullback. And he did that. So,
That's awesome, man. It's awesome. And I appreciate you taking the time to share your journey and your story with us here on Bullseye View.
no problem, man.
Hurricane Ike Villanueva. He got a match coming up in November 22nd, Miami, Florida. Let's check him out. Show him the support.
All right, tune in November 22nd, Vice TV, Hurricane Ike Villanueva. Make it a long time coming for this title shot at 225 versus the veteran Jerome Hatch. Mr. Hatch, eat your Wheaties because you're going to need them. Because come November 22nd, that Category 5 is going to drop down into 305, baby. So tune in, BKB, November 22nd, live on Vice TV.
Thanks, Ike. I appreciate you once again.
Thank you so much.
We'll all tune in, bro. I appreciate you.
Hey, brother, it's an honor, respect, and thank you for all them glory days you gave us, man.
Podcasting for the masses, and I'm coming correct.